over those 4 or so years, how would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
I would say it's complicated. We had it started out as friends. We met. It started out as friends, became sexual, and we would meet up, hang out, and we decided I would come work for him like February of 2020.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's speak this court case between Stefon Diggs and the alleged chef, okay? I feel like we don't know what happened because we weren't there, but it is clear to see that she had malicious intent when trying to sue him. She's 100% emotional. In the courtroom, she appears as a teenager with a crush. A lot of what she's saying don't even make sense, that she's speaking from emotion. And it does appear as though she is reminiscing on the memories between her and Stefon Diggs, like the sexual relations that they've been having for 4.5 years, allegedly, okay? That's how it seems. And it's just a messy situation. Not only was he allegedly sexual with her, but he was having relations with herself, the PA, Cardi B, allegedly all at once, and then all his other baby mothers. It is just so messy. Now, this should be an eye-opener to people who are spiteful. Like, when you intend to be spiteful and you do things with malicious intent, it will never work out for you, okay? Even if karma doesn't catch you then, it will catch you later. Karma is always going to come for you if you decide to do things and if you're being spiteful. That's one. Number two, when it comes to like people clowning Cardi B and, you know, pointing the finger, I feel like we shouldn't judge, because people do people things. We can't control how people act towards us. If someone's going to cheat, if they're going to be unfaithful or do snaky things behind our backs, we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves, okay? And this unfortunate situation can happen to anybody. I feel like with Stefon Diggs cheating and sleeping with multiple women, allegedly, it has a lot to do with him and where he is at in life and his value and his character. It doesn't really determine or reflect Cardi B's worth or her character, okay? Because it's like his actions has nothing to do with her. Yeah, they're embarrassing, but she can't control him. She can't force him to be faithful. And that's just where it is. I feel like the most important thing as an individual is that you stay on your A game, okay? And you keep building whatever it is that you're building, whether you're a man or a woman. You can't allow cheating or small inconveniences and other people to throw you off track and to stop you from succeeding. That's just where it is. Like with Cardi, we've seen she's had her tour. She is excelling right now. She's prospering. There's no stopping her. She's making millions. She even got up. She went to the gala, and I think she even said that she didn't feel well. She had the flu, and she still went. She's still making money moves. She's still going forward in life. And that's what the most important thing is to take away from this situation. Rather than laughing, mocking her, pointing the finger, the most important thing is that we keep going no matter what happens and understand that we can't control other people. I feel like when we understand as individuals that we can't control other people, that's where freedom comes. That's when we begin to be free. But that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts about this. Comment below. Please subscribe, like, and share. Bye.
So when you say he smacked
He
you,
smacked me with an open hand.
do you know which hand he used?
Right hand, right side of my face.
Do you know which part of your face got hit?
The right side of my face.
And then what happened?
And then he... Can I have a second? Can I have a second?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can take a minute.
All right. when I went up to push his hand, like block him, block him, he took his arm and he like came around my neck with the crook of his elbow around my neck, and he began to choke me, pressure on my neck with his elbow.
When you were asked questions about what happened on December 2nd, you lied.
It did not change what happened on December the 2nd. It did not change what happened on December the 2nd. He choked and slapped me.
Ms. Adams, I'm going to try my question again. Because you didn't think it was important, when you asked the questions of Dedham Police Officer Ellis on December 16th, you lied. 3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
Your Honor,
only...
may we be heard at sidebar, please? I'm tired of this. Objection, move to strike.
The last part of the witness's response will be stricken as non-responsive. You will disregard it, and you will not consider it during your deliberation. This is not an opportunity for you to interject your own narrative and evade responding to questions the court deems appropriate. And if you continue to do so, your entire testimony may be stricken. Am I clear?
Yes.
Stefon Diggs is a freaky fraud.
Over those 4 or so years, how would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
Let's say it's complicated. It started out as friends. We met. It started out as friends. Became sexual. We decided I would come work for him like February of 2025.
Former personal chef admitted that they had a sexual relationship when he asked her to move into his home. Claims that he asked her to move in around February of 2025. And if you guys don't know, this is about around the same timeline where he was spotted with Cardi B for Valentine's Day. It is absolutely diabolical that you was whining and dining Cardi B while asking this woman to be your live-in booty cheek. She took the stand during the trial. If you guys are unaware, she is suing Stefon Diggs after she accused him of choking her, dispute about her not being paid for her services. You ask me, this just proves what we already know, and that is that Stefon Diggs was cheating on Cardi B their entire relationship. I literally cannot believe this man was renting out castles, doing all this stuff for Cardi B, popping up, making it seem like he was so in love and literally impregnating her, only for him to turn around and do her dirty and cheat on her with his personal chef. I'm sure one of many women he probably was creeping on her with. The crazy part regarding this entire situation is the timing, because she claims that they were friends that turned into something more for about 4 years before he even asked her to be the personal chef. Top it all off, this lady looked kind of mature. Like, how old is she? You know, it seems like he was trying to set all of this up so he could have his cake and eat it too. He wanted to be with Cardi B while he was cracking the chef, while Cardi B was out on tour, and while Cardi B was doing X, Y, and Z. He has since denied that, and I think the chef denied that, but that was just the word on the street. So this entire situation is messy, and Stefon Diggs is cheater, treater, pumpkin eater. You know what y'all think regarding this? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. Peace.
I knew they were fucking because in the complaint, it said that Cardi B and Cardi B's family was going to come over for a holiday. It was like a holiday occasion. I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or whatever. If you're not fucking your chef and your chef has a room in your mansion, you have guests coming over for a holiday, your chef would stay to make sure she could cook for all the people there. But they knew this shit don't look right. They knew Stefon Diggs is slanging all type of cock on her. So you know what happened? She left the residence and stayed like at a hotel or something like that. That was a big red flag. You know what it told me? She's a willing and participating side chick. Side chicks move around when the main girl comes around. So when Cardi B was going to come around, bad enough, you're cooking for her man, fucking her man. It's time for you to move around because Cardi B's bringing the family. It's disrespectful for you to still be in the house walking around with that big old BBL, and we're going to show you a chat, while his real girlfriend and family are around. So that was my hint. I was like, oh, he's fucking her, right? Your fruit jams in the chat.
So, y'all, I watched the Stefon Diggs trial today, and it was just so entertaining. And I've been on TikTok watching a lot of y'all's recaps, and I feel like everybody is just really burying the lead. So, the thing is that this trial really has nothing to do with an assault. It also has nothing to do with her feeling like she's owed money. All of this has to do with the fact that she's mad because she feels like he chose Lindsay over her, okay? Now, Lindsay is his assistant who he is sleeping with, allegedly. Chef Mila is his private chef who he is sleeping with, allegedly. And she also said that he's sleeping with the hair braider, which is crazy because when she didn't get to go to Miami, she went to New York, she hung out with the hair braider. So it sounds like Chef Mila knows all the girls who Stefon is sleeping with, but the other girls don't know that he's sleeping with her. So he's sleeping with the hair braider, and she went and stayed with the hair braider for a week, but she said she didn't tell the hair braider because the hair braider has her own situation with him, and she would never tell her that. So basically, Chef Mila's fake, okay? She's fake because she's smiling all up in everybody's face, talking about stuff she was planning with Cardi B when in Miami, and so she was mad because Stefon told her at the last minute that she couldn't go to Miami, and she was planning stuff, with Cardi B. And I was hoping that the lawyer was going to ask her, like, well, did Cardi B know that you were sleeping with her boyfriend, Stefon? But the lawyers didn't ask her that, so we didn't get to find it out. But yeah, I am enjoying this, but Stefon is crazy as hell. He crazy as hell. Like, how you gonna be sleeping with old girl, right? Then you gonna hire her as your chef, let her move into your house, and you're sleeping with all these other people. Like, how did you think that was gonna work out? You feel what I'm saying? Like, girls be tripping, getting to their feelings. They gonna like you. And these are just the women that he's sleeping with that works for him. These is not even counting all the other girls that he's sleeping with. And it's certainly not counting the girlfriend, Cardi B, okay? So, yeah, it was just really wild. Let me see what else I found to be very interesting. She was getting caught left and right with them text messages, though. It was crazy. I do believe that he probably did assault her. You know what I'm saying? He probably did. But all of this started, when you read it, like, in the headlines, the headlines basically are saying is that all this started because he owed her money. But that's not what it's about. No. It all started because she said Lindsay lied on her and told Stefon that she had been telling his business. And Stefon confronted her about it. And she was mad that Stefon confronted her about it. And she was really mad at Lindsay. Okay, and then Lindsay was still going to go to Miami. She was not going to be able to go to Miami. That's what all of this is about. Okay, him picking Lindsay over her. And the reason why Lindsay was going to be able to go to Miami was because, now she didn't say this, but this is just what I know, because Lindsay was part of the business collab, the furniture thing that he was doing in Miami. So, of course, she had to go. And Lindsay took advantage of that and said that she didn't want Chef Mila to go because she didn't like Chef Mila, because Chef Mila was sleeping with Stefon too, and that's her boo. She's sleeping with Stefon too. So, all of them is fake, okay? Because the girl Lindsay, then she went down to Miami and she was with his baby mama Kiki, and they was, kikiing and chopping it up like they was friends. And it's just like, all y'all sleeping with him, okay? All y'all smiling in each other's face, fake as hell. Meanwhile, Cardi B is parading all around town with him looking crazy. Because behind the scenes, this is all the stuff he's doing. It's just insane, but I'm telling you, it is very entertaining. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
So this is day 2 in the trial where Stefon Diggs is being charged with strangulation and assault of his former chef. And I'm trying my best to stay unbiased, but I will say that based on what we're seeing so far, it's not looking too good for a guilty verdict, because she answers questions like this.
3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the only.
May we be heard at sidebar, please?
The last part of the witness's answer. The last part of the witness's response will be stricken as non-responsive.
And that's the way she answered several questions, including contradicting herself about payment. She had alleged that she wasn't paid for the last 3 weeks that she worked for Stefon Diggs. But there are text messages between her and the person who handles the payment showing that she was paid for 2 of those weeks. Now, when asked about the 3rd week, she said that she should have been paid for the 3rd week, even though she was sent home, and that Stefon Diggs had other women in his house. I don't know. It's just not helping the case. I think Stefon Diggs' legal team is trying to make her out to be a jealous ex-lover. And I think the jury is going to believe that based on the way that she's responding to the questions and the fact that there's a lot of contradictions in the stories that she's telling.